retired rider. Retired rider. Gather round, folks, and listen to my story about John the retired rider. 30 years on the back of a hog. The rest of those years was sitting on a hollow log. Don't get the wrong idea about me. I will explain it the best I can. He's a damn good looking man. He's a hot-blooded American bike rider up in Ohio land. Going as fast as he can.
Sitting on a hollow log. I like that word.
Good morning.
It's cool. It's pretty cool. You know, AI is trippy. I don't know how well it'll be, but to be able to set something like that up, you know, like honestly, like it's funny, but it's good. You know, you can create things that, you know. And
I got an app. I got a music app where I could put lyrics into it and it'll make a song. It's pretty cool, man.
Well, I think that's kind of what a lot of AI is, you know. It's, you know, or right now it's like, you know, videos and music, and you know, it can create stuff like that. But I mean, a lot of people are talking AI like, oh, it's going to control our whole systems and stuff. Maybe one day, but right now it's
not for a long
time. I believe right now it's more, you know, like
it's all
this
hype.
stuff.
I think it's
I believe it's more stuff like this. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. It's for stuff. Yeah, but
it's for having fun with creating things, creating videos, music.
More salty.
Go on and quit. But you know, I think it's got its good parts and its bad parts. Like now, do I want AI like going through and doing all our taxes and all that because they make a mistake too? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, do we want a system where it's going to file and do our accounts and be our bankers and stuff like that, or do we quit? And you know, I mean, there will be systems in place that will be, you know, mess ups and stuff. Quit.
What's the dog doing?
I don't know what she's barking at. Like she's barking at something. Kids, it's Good Friday. They're home. You know, you don't have school today.
Good Friday to everybody.
Oh, stop! It's just a. What did you do? It's just a cat. It's just a cat. Oh, what's the matter with you, girl?
There's the baby.
Look on the screen.
There's the baby.
What's wrong with you? Huh? What's wrong with you, little girl? Who is that? Is that your mama getting up? Go see her. Go.
Hey, a robot might be a tax write-off, Salty.
I mean, yeah. But, you know, I think that some people jump to conclude, you know, they're scared of what they don't know. You know, I mean, they're scared of the unknown, you know, and and just like I said, you know,
AI's been around for a long time. It's not like it's anything super new.
No.
You know,
well,
just more advanced.
Like I was saying earlier about the police, you know, do we have law enforcement or feelings enforcement? You know what I mean? Do they need to show up with pillows to comfort your feelings because your feelings are hurt? Because most people that call the law on somebody in public or somewhere, it's because they don't understand that. Oh, I don't know what they're doing. So you have to know and be comfortable for what that person's doing. So you're comfortable. No, that ain't how the society works. People are free to do,
feelings.
You know,
they hurt my feelings.
Because I don't know what they're doing, or I don't understand why they're filming or doing this, you know.
I don't agree with them.
They need to exactly. So they need to create either a feelings enforcement program with people that go out and comfort people's feelings, you know, and show them the Constitution and the rights, but or you know, quit calling law enforcement to do a job that they could be doing other. You know, you're taking up resources to where. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, what's sad though is when I see certain videos or I see people acting like that in public, it's like you can tell the education system. To me, it starts with the education system. It completely is gone. They're not teaching the Bill of Rights. They're not teaching Constitution. They're not teaching, the Declaration of Independence. They're not teaching the things that mean stuff. There's so many people that's even in their 50s and 60s, they still don't understand what they have their rights to do, their freedoms to do, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. And what gets me is, especially anyone under like 30, 35, they sure as hell, like, why are you filming? What? It's in the Constitution. It's your right. Do you even know what the Constitution is? They do not teach that. And that's sad because people are out here living their lives and they freak out and call the law, or they just freak out because somebody's filming or saying something, free speech. And these people freak out. And it's like, it always blows my mind because it's like these people have no clue what they're even allowed to do in life. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like they're going through life following like sheep on a conveyor belt, and they don't even know what they can say or what they can do in public or anything like that.
Right.
That's right, MAGA, all the way. Make America great again. And that's what we need to get back to and to me, when I have this hat on or I see stuff like that, Make America great, that's what I think of. Like, people teaching the Constitution and our Bill of Rights and all that, and people free to go out and do things that, by law, you have to follow the law. You can't break laws doing it, but you got freedoms where, people don't even know what they're allowed to do anymore. And it's sad. It's sad to see a society just like Salty said, robots, AI. That's what we're the AI robots. That's what it is. We're the robots. We just,
robots.
Or I'm not, but most people in society, they follow a standard. Oh, pay my rent, pay my car payment, pay my insurance, go to work, come home, eat, sleep. It's a routine thing, and but they don't ever really understand what life's about. And not everybody, but
what are you trying to say? I don't know.
Society is taught, well, what it is society has, the leaders and stuff in the schooling and education has taught people to not to be critical thinkers and not to think for themselves, and they don't teach the Constitution. They don't do any of that anymore. You don't stand up and pledge allegiance to the flag of the republic, not a democracy. You know what I mean? So no wonder kids and 30-year-olds don't even know what they can and can't do. They go on vacation to a state or a beach or somewhere. They don't even know what they can and can't do, or what, they're not even willing to look up what that state's rules are, or laws, or policies. It's just crazy how people are turned a blind eye to their freedoms. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, and the people that has served this military took an oath to protect to protect me and my rights, protect their rights.
He's on a roll.
I appreciate the military that stood up for me so I can have my constitutional rights. And those are the biggest people that should be, really. And just like law enforcement, they take an oath, but they don't even know what they're taking an oath for half the time. I don't believe it, because I've seen cops that don't even know the First Amendment, the freedom of press and stuff. It's sad.
Yeah, when he gets on a roll, man.
I know. Sorry.
When he gets on a roll, man, I can't talk. I just have to sit. And Salty said,
I'll hush.
No, Salty said, John, you should start signing like they do on press conferences. I could stay up.
He could sign what I'm saying. He could be the interpreter. Or we could just do closed captions. I don't know if it could keep up with me, though. It'd be probably 30 seconds behind.
You're going to get cramps in your hands.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Jim.
But I mean, it's seriously, people just don't take it serious, and they go through life and they don't even get to live a full life because they don't even understand what they're allowed to do with their freedom.
So like, can we say that's positive today? It's Good Friday.
Yeah, it's Good Friday, man. I'm gonna get the yard mowed again today. Got to do it. Got to.
You just mowed the yard
last week. I mow it once a week. I like my yard neat and cut.
Oh boy.
Low and neat, buddy. Low, clean, neat. Make it look good.
Clean.
Seriously.
Clean and neat.
Where I have woods, what keeps fleas and ticks out of your grass is if they don't, and I've studied this, and if you keep your grass cut low, they don't have anything to hold on to and live. So they don't want to be in your yard. And where I've got woods surrounding my property and got higher grass and stuff outside in my woods, It is. And then I'll go Tractor Supply like I did, and I buy a couple bags of that flea and tick white powder, and I spread it throughout the yard, and it helps. And so I never have like seed ticks or any of that stuff. My kids has never had them on them, unless we went somewhere else in the woods or fishing or somewhere. Because we don't have them in my yard. The dogs cats be out in the yard, whatever. They don't get fleas. They take the medicine. We give them that 3-month pill. But they can go out in the yard and they're not going to have fleas and ticks on them because we prevent all that from being in their yard. So I'm a real OCD kind of neat, clean, kind of guy.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's Good Friday. We got a good weekend. I got the grill out yesterday, as you guys seen. I sent you some pictures. I sent Moto some pictures. He shared it, I think. A big flathead catfish, and that was just caught like 3 days ago, so it's fresh. They fillet them and cut them and clean them all right there at the lake and package it. So,
how was it?
Oh, it was great, dude. And the only thing I do is I put flour. I put some just self-rising flour and lemon pepper and stuff in it, and a little salt and pepper in a bowl, in a big enough bowl, like a flat long bowl. And I just I wash the fish. I'll wash it, get it kind of wet a little bit, and then kind of shake it off, and then I just throw it in that bowl and shake it or whatever, batter
it. Shake it.
And then I just, lay it on the grill, man. And I could have deep fried. Hey, easy. I could have deep fried it. I got things the way to deep fry, cast iron skills, but I like my stuff grilled. And I'll tell you how I eat it. I didn't make French fries, and coleslaw would have been good and all that. I love that stuff. But the way I did it, I bought buns, big buns, and I made a fish sandwich. You know what I mean? I cooked that catfish like that because it's filleted, no bones, no nothing in it. We clean all that out. So we have big fish sandwiches, and I put a slap of cheese on it with some tartar sauce or whatever, and so that's the way I like to eat, unless I do a real thick batter. Now I can do thick batter and deep fry it, and it'll be a real crispy, thick batter on it.
Yeah.
And then I will do like hush puppies and what I mean, stuff like that. So
Salty, you better be careful, man.
I need to stay off social media when I'm building. Oh yeah, because it ain't gonna get much places building.
No, he goes, let's put Wolf on Chopper and ran across Hanrose Custom Engraving page. Now I have
the engraving guys. Yes, I've seen that.
See, get on there and see that stuff. You're going to buy it.
Yep.
And
Easy Living says I cannot. Well, the brother John can't deny when she sticks it in his face, it gets sprung, hun.
I got to be quiet.
Who sang that? Oh, is she?
Wife's off today. She's on Good Friday.
Thank God mine had to go to work. But she's like, how long are you working today on Friday? And she's like, no, she works all holidays, even Christmas. It's ridiculous. I mean, chickens don't take a day off. You know what I mean? So, but anyways,
I cannot lie.
I forget who sings that. But no, I'm like, how long are you going to be at work? She said, not long, a few hours. I'm like, okay. So I got a few hours to do what until she comes home saying, we got people coming Sunday, or you got everything took care of, and all that. She'll bitch, but it's kind of like,
while we're on that subject, guys, on Sunday evening, the Rabbit Hole, Ray won't be with us because he's got a big family together. But me and Corey are going on, and we're going to do an open mic night. We're going to put off that one we had because that was Ray's. What was it? The dollar bill symbols and all that.
Yeah,
so we're putting that off till the following Wednesday. And me and Corey's going to do a show Sunday night. If you don't have anything to do, it's 7:30. We're going to do open mic. So if you want to come on stage and discuss your conspiracy theories, you're more than welcome. I'll have a link put out. But that's
I was wondering if you was going to keep it based on the Rabbit Hole stuff, or if you're just going to do an open mic, sit around and talk, kind of
just
thing.
Sit around and whatever anybody wants to talk about. Let's see. My wife is on vacation all next week. My God, it's going to be a long week.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this. My wife here in May goes on vacation, and she's on vacation for 2.5 months. So how's that go?
For you. That's how it goes.
sitting at the VA waiting on doctor appointment, a second chance at risking my life for the country. Yeah. Salty, man. Jeez.
I've never heard any good things about the VA. Like, not that they're bad, all of them's bad. Like, I hear these stories of the people I've talked to, like, dude, the VA sucks. They take forever. You can't never get in, or you go and you're there for hours, or so, something's always, going on, or like it's just not, set up good enough to I don't know. And I could be wrong. No, I'm sure not all of them's the same. I mean, the one here in Tennessee just got busted for a big orgy ring. I mean, they just got, outed and in trouble and with law enforcement and everything because they were doing crazy stuff, So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird to see. Some people have told me, look, I'll go and I have to take all day off because I'm there all day because they're so out of, whack and they don't have any kind of, program or scheduling right or nothing. And it takes them forever to get through there and get seen. And
I agree.
And I could be wrong on, and I'm sure not all of them's like that, but
I feel for you, Easy. I know. I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain. I'm not right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Kids are coming over tonight. I got grandkids coming over tonight. Got 5 or 6 five coming over tonight. 6 coming over tonight. Something like that. Got grandkids coming over tonight. So that ought to be always fun time.
Yeah. There was one here in Tennessee, Salty, that they just got busted for having a big orgy ring, like crazy. I don't know all the
orgy
details.
Ring.
Yeah.
VA?
Yes. I'm serious, man.
Are you serious?
They just busted, the VA for, here in Tennessee. Look it up. I'm sure it's there. Are you
serious?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell's going on, man?
It's crazy. I mean,
excuse me. Yeah, that is crazy. How would they have an orgy ring at a hospital? What the hell's going on there?
I don't think it's a hospital. It's its own VA building. It's its own,
okay, gotcha.
VA, it's its own military doctor's place stuff, I guess. So
Easter is on 4/20. I'm late for a very important day.
I always hear that.
I heard Snoop Dogg and Willie was dressed as like a bunny. Huh? Okay.
Oh, Easter's on 4. Is it really? 4/20?
Yeah. I'm going to ask the doctor for a referral. She may smack me.
Well, I'm sure if it's happened like they said it in the news, then
that's one.
I'm sure other VAs have heard about it and stuff with Tennessee. But every veteran I've talked to that's went to these VAs, it's like they hate them. They're like, man, I wished I could go to a regular doctor. You know what I mean? Like, and they could, they just wouldn't get their benefits. Their whatever.
Right.
Because the VAs they go to is sorry or they're slow or they're, you know what I mean? Like and that's sad because that's the number one people we should be seeing to quickly,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, they should have, all access to anything they need. And I ain't talking about drug laws. I'm talking about everything,
It's supposed to be 81 degrees here today.
Really? 81. Man, is the sun shining?
No, but it's supposed to have winds from 25 gusts up.
That's what we had day for yesterday. We had beautiful 70-degree weather, but the winds was crazy. Okay, so today here it's supposed to be 78. What'd you say there? 80?
81.
Okay, so today here it's going to be 78, partly cloudy, saying. Okay, so Sunday now, tomorrow and Sunday is supposed to be 81 and just cloudy-ish. So hopefully
we're going to have rain.
And then next week it's saying 71, 71, 73, 71, 68, 65. So it's kind of rain. Going back and forth.
I'm tired of it.
Do you ever order anything from Amazon?
Well, yeah, it doesn't ever.
Okay. Well, I mean, do you ever get emails constantly? Here, we found something you might be interested in. If you even look at one thing, it's like they constantly send you emails and shit saying, here, you might be interested in this. And of course, it'll be 10 other things that you didn't even look at, I mean,
drive you crazy.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
They have to push their, here, buy more stuff. That's how
Grumpy's
they make money.
It's going to be 91 degrees where Grumpy is today. I'll take that. I like the 90-degree weather.
At times I do, yeah, because I know if it's 91 at nighttime, it's going to be 70. You know what I mean? Yeah. Usually it's going to be nice through the night. Yeah. It's not going to be.
I just don't like the humidity. I don't mind the heat.
Yeah, like true. So, I thought there was something you guys was discussing last night.
Hey, leave a like if you guys pop in. Hit that like button. Smash it.
I was trying to think about.
Let's see. Church barbecue at the beach today. There you go. That's cool. Rob, good morning.
That's always fun to gather and socialize and reminisce and.
Hell yeah, Salty. Yeah. Salty, I'm looking forward to Florida next month for some warm weather for the week. Yeah, warm weather. I'm tired of the cold, rain, and wind. I hate being out on a motorcycle when it's really windy. It drives me batshit crazy. I can't stand it.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to live in Colorado because it's a constant wind blowing through those mountains, the Rocky Mountains, and all that. Dude, you will be riding sideways. You'll feel like you're riding at an angle constantly, because the wind blows so hard. Seriously, I'm not joking. You would hate it. Now, to live there, I've been there. I love the mountains. I love the views. I loved where I was at. I loved all of it, dude. It was so beautiful. But you get on a motorcycle, man, it's just it's like a fight to ride half the time because the wind is so bad. And that's like going out west through Kansas and you see nothing but flat, sunflower fields and daisy fields or corn. That wind, it's so flat out there. That wind is fighting you at times, like so bad, like it's like you're fighting towards the wind. You know what I mean? When you ride, you got a real strong wind in front of you coming at you. Yeah. It's like fighting the wind constantly.
Yeah.
I hate that, man. I hate it when that, now if it's at my back, it's okay. Like if it's, pushing me, that's fine. But if it's sideways or coming at me,
I
get sick of it. Yeah.
I get through those open fields where there's no trees and there's just open on both sides for miles. And that wind just comes across that road. It feels like it's like this. You feel like you're like that. You feel like you're just like you're gonna just drop over.
That's how it was when I went out to Colorado. We're going through like Missouri, Kansas, and all those plain states and stuff. It was just.
But I'll still get on.
It was so boring, dude. It was like you could just see forever and ever and ever, and there was nothing. Like you'd see a rock every once in a while. You know what I mean? Seriously, like it's so freaking flat. Excuse me. Like I got tired of it. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like I slept like we were in a van, and but I rode a motorcycle once I got out there, a buddy of mine, and he had a couple. But here's the thing, it's just to me, I didn't care for it. Now I'm different. Some people like that open, just seeing for miles and miles and nothing there. You know what I mean? Nothing. There's nothing, no tree, not even a single tree anywhere. And it's like, we went through under the arches. We went out through, seen the arches, did all that stuff in St. Louis, but I'm just not for that. I like mountains. You know what I mean? I like mountains and I like ocean.
Well, I like mountains. I like the mountains.
I don't like to be in a flat plains area. Too many storms, too much wind. Too many possibilities of things like that, like a tornado just break out, just comes out of nowhere, and you don't know, starts hailing, or whatever. And that's like South Dakota and stuff like that. That storms pop up out there. You can be riding in 100 or 90 degree weather, 100 degree weather, and then 2 minutes, it's helling and you're pulled over on your bike and it's, tornado weather. I mean, and then it can, it's snow. I've seen people that, be out there and it's just nice. And then next thing you know, it's snowing. And my brother, when he was out there, he said the days was hot and nice, but in the evening times where the mountains and stuff out there, like it got real cold and like when they were riding back to their campsites and stuff, like the temperature dropped so much that, they had to literally put jackets on because it got so cold.
Got so cold.
Yeah, Bert's Barracuda. Yeah,
Bert's
cool.
Barracuda.
That's right next. That's right next door to the Paul Tuttle thing. That guy that was on American Choppers that had that American Chopper stuff.
He's got a YouTube channel.
Does he?
Yeah.
Paul Tuttle does.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I knew Bert did, or somebody advertises Bert's or something, maybe on Instagram. I don't know. I've seen it on something. The dude though, Bert, man, he seems like just a cool old dude, man. White hair, gray hair, whatever you want to say. He rides a bicycle all over the city. You know what I mean? He loves to do that stuff. I've seen him in a few videos, and he likes to go and have a drink with people, his friends down there on the beach and stuff. He seems like a real laid back kind of guy, man. Like he's a real Floridian, like a real beach guy, like here,
Beach. Yeah. Floridian.
Yeah, Grumpy is in Florida. Did you see that mass shooting yesterday at FSU, Florida State University? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's a sheriff's deputy, a sheriff's deputy woman. Her son took a shotgun and her pistol and went on Florida State University and killed a couple of people and injured 8 or 9 people. Yeah, it's all over the fucking news, dude. Went in there and started shooting people. Yeah, dude. No shit. Yeah.
Man, what the
hell?
Not
joking. Crazy, dude. And it's a sheriff's deputy's son. That's what's crazy. And the people are like, well, she's not on leave or administrative leave. Why should she be disciplined? We got an investigation, da-da-da. And I'm like, this, it's crazy because they just, it's, here, I'm going to take my mom's gun, and go and do some stuff like that.
That's crazy. He shouldn't have been able to get her gun. That's her responsibility to make sure that gun is not in anybody else's possession.
I don't even know how old he was. Maybe he was a grown man. Maybe he was a teenager. Or grown. I know.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, she should be responsible for her stuff.
Her weapon. Yeah, her weapon should be secured and not be accessible to anybody else.
It's been all over the news, man. When it happened, it lasted for hours and hours, all over the news live. And they had the whole campus shut down for a long time.
I don't watch the news.
Well, I know, but I do. I have certain alerts that come out, and not only that, it's been on YouTube. Like people are doing it on YouTube, like showing it live. Hey, it's breaking news. Some of those podcast news channels.
Says there are 2 dead and 5 injured. Is that the reports today? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it said that he, when the security or somebody responded, like he didn't shoot any police or anybody like that. He gave they shot. I think they shot him, but he's alive. He said, "I invoked the 5th Amendment." You know what I mean? I pulled the 5th Amendment. I ain't gonna say nothing. They did. They said they tried to they neutralized it pretty quick. They had got to the security, I guess, got there. The campus police or whatever got there pretty quick and neutralized it pretty quick. But he's alive, I believe, as far as I know. But yeah, I mean, it didn't even tell the age. They wouldn't even talk about any of the victims yet or nothing or him. They wouldn't answer any questions about his age or who, or any of that stuff. And they all knew him. That's the bad thing. Like all these cops that are giving interviews and around there, they all knew. They're like, they all knowed him because their mother or his mother is a sheriff's deputy and they're all work together. So they've seen this kid grow up, they know. And it's like,
crazy, man.
You got to be objective. You got to be, hey, this is, you know what I mean? You got don't matter if that's her son, no special treatment. They got to do what's right by law, and it's wild how it's not wild. I shouldn't say wild. It's ridiculous how, like you said, like access to things. People have access to stuff and people are not more responsible. Now, if you're going to have something like that in your house,
lock it up.
Why would you even, I don't care if your kid's grown. He may be grown. I don't know. Yeah, keep it in a lock. Do not give him the code. Now, in him having the shotgun and coming from somewhere else, I don't know. Because there's been, they've interviewed college girls and college guys. And one girl said, I seen him, he was waving the shotgun around, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And and he had the pistol. And I think it was a 40, caliber or whatever, Glock 40 or something. And
that's what I have, Glock 40, Glock 9.
I mean, it's just
38.
It's wild how, and that's what they were talking about, like asking questions like, well, what about any red flag laws? Was there any red flag? And they're like, this is too soon. We don't know. We don't know yet. We're investigating. I mean,
where was this at?
Florida State University or FSU, Tampa, or wherever that is.
Okay.
Tallahassee or wherever, down there by Sick, I think.
Gotcha.
At the campus of the college.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then there was a bad wreck. It showed this morning. I think one passed away or something. I can't remember if it was a bus or a school bus or some kind of bus or something. And so many injured and something I'd seen this morning. Somewhere, though, it was, where was that at? It happened at.
I don't know.
Now experts are saying gossiping is good for your mental health.
What?
Yeah, seriously. They're saying now experts say gossiping is good for your mental health.
Okay.
Gossiping about friends is 64%. Gossiping about your boss is 58%. Gossiping about family is 70%. Yeah, it's real good to go gossip to everybody.
Yeah,
let's just go. Gossip. Let's be that person that gossips about everybody. That's good for your mental health. No, that's like putting your nose in other people's business. It may not be good for your face when someone.
All right, kids, you guys
slaps
have a good day. I'm getting a head start on my yard work. All right, man, have a good time.
That's me easy. I gotta get some things.
Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, always. Thanks. Popping in, saying hi.
Chasing Ghost says, hey. Chasing Ghost says, isn't what you're doing now?
No, because I'm not talking about anybody. We're talking about the events that's going on.
It's gossip. Gossip.
Is it really? Like, if we're just sitting around talking about one specific person, but if we're talking about an event that happened, is that gossiping? I guess, we're gossiping about,
gossiping about what's going on. So we're gossiping.
Yeah, but we're not doing it in a harmful intent or just intent of, or I'm saying we're not doing it in an intent to just be nosy.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference. I get it. We are gossiping.
Getting things off your chest does help. Talking to somebody about shit does help get stuff off. So you don't want to keep stuff inside.
Well, no, but there's a fine line between gossiping like us and then gossiping about people just to, be in people's business and stuff like that. There's a difference between, no, I totally agree. We are gossiping. We're gossip girls, I mean, come on.
FedEx truck is backing up to the shop to unload. My wife just sent me a picture and said, what the fuck what did you do? They brought 2 trucks. Uh-oh. The Salty's got a bunch of stuff coming.
Damn, Salty. If I had your money, I'd burn mine.
I'm not allowed to buy a second bike. I'm not allowed to buy anything. I'm put on.
I just say, I don't know. Somebody sent it to me.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from.
I got 2 credit cards and it's in my name that she don't know, or she knows, but she don't touch. She's not allowed to have them. They're mine. I don't, I do what I want. I got my own money.
Got my own money. Don't tell me what to do with my money.
As long as I spend money on the bills and the family and not be wasteful, like I don't just go out and be wasteful, as long as the things that we need are took care of, then, if I have an extra money to buy this microphone, I buy it, I don't, I'm not going to,
Well, we have a deal where we can only spend $100 without saying something to each other about it. So we get $100. So $100.
That ain't much.
Which ain't shit.
But no, that ain't. You ain't gonna get nothing for that, dude. You get a T-shirt for that nowadays.
Jason Ghost says humans are social creatures with a primal instinct to eat in groups and talk shit. Yeah,
it's true.
That's true.
You need to put that on a T-shirt, Chasing Ghosts.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah.
Man. Woo. I think I might have slept too much last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
not many people on this morning. Everybody's sleeping in on Good Friday.
Because most places are closed, right?
Yeah,
like county and city, state. I mean, state buildings and workers or something may be off.
I don't know about that.
Good Friday's usually. I mean, it's a holiday, right? So that's what I'm wondering. If it's if Good Friday's a holiday, then like state or government should be off, right? Usually state's off. Oh, you're working, Rob? Are you state or government?
A lot of places don't give Good Friday off, man. They don't recognize that stuff.
No, I mean, like, I know, but I'm talking about like things like, DHSs and, human resources places. And
Rob says, I'm working. Some places have it off.
Yeah.
And Guppy says, work is overrated. Yeah, it is. Well, I'm retired, so I don't work.
Nope. I work for a private company.
Company. Gotcha. Private company. Yeah, I was debating on whether to even have this live this morning because I knew it's Good Friday.
Oh.
And how many people would be up and interested. So
you can't think like that. Still content.
But it's still content. Even if it's Ray's content, it's content.
Well, here's the thing. Like we talked about, you just never know when it's going to relate to something or somebody or
cheese.
Well, I mean, I wasn't even trying to bring that up. I'm just saying, like,
I know what
you never know when it could relate. It could hit somebody and it could help somebody, or and someone could watch it and say, "Man, those 2 dudes are jackasses, but I love them." You know what I mean? They're awesome. Like that's
call our show the Jackass Show.
Yeah, we need a hotline. Call in and ask.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, like you just never know. And like you said, you never know when something will take off. I mean, I posted that 10 months ago, and it's taken off, and it's right at almost 900,000 views this morning. It was like 890 something thousand.
That's crazy, man.
It's the craziest shit I ever seen. And I just walked in there and said something about cheese and grabbed cheese and said, this is nuts. I mean.
Yeah, the comment section blows me away because there's so many comments left. And, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Thousands. Because it resonates with people because of
right now. So yeah, exactly.
Prices are so high.
It's because it wasn't really well, I got 40,000 views off of it originally. Now, when I first posted it, I got that, and I was blown away. I was like, damn, 40K views. This is crazy. Yeah. Jeez. And then just a month ago, it just boom. I went from 190 subscribers to 1,030 or 1,036 or something right now. So that's blows my mind how things work, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And now every short I've been dropping is getting 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 views.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Good.
Like the last 4 or 5 shorts I've dropped has got over 1,000 views, or 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, you know.
With that.
And I'm like, damn, do I need to focus a little bit more on this channel? You know what I mean? On this other channel?
Maybe so.
I mean,
maybe you should.
Because I wasn't even focusing on it. I hadn't even dropped a short on there. I don't know how long it had been. And I checked and I was like, whoa, wait, what is this short doing? And when it started taking off, and I was like, okay, I better start posting something. You know what I mean? So I started dropping a few shorts.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is wild, man.
I just reached 4,300 on retired.
See?
4,300.
700 more, you'll be at 5K. I know that sounds like a lot, but truthfully, just be consistent and it will, and you know what you're doing. I think that we just, you gotta figure things out. Yep.
My luck, the one easy out I need for the stripped screw is missing.
I'm trying to get to 10K on my other one.
I have to buy a new kit for the one easy out. Oh yeah, Grumpy, you got that primary bolt that's stuck in there or stripped out. So you haven't got that out yet. No, that's not good.
What are you talking about, Rob?
They restructured how they do views. Yeah, I heard about that. What is it about that, Rob? I don't know the facts.
I don't either.
The prices they keep us focused on are the things they manipulate and falsely inflate the price of eggs, milk, gas. They control the price. Yeah, that's true. Case it goes. Yeah. Yeah.
So she did it. Tulsi Gabbard releases the RFK assassination files.
I thought they already did that.
No, that was JFK. Now she's releasing RFK.
Oh, okay.
His brother, RFK Jr.'s dad. Yeah. So, of course, it'd say the same thing. Redacted, everything would be redacted. You know, oh, it was just this one person, you know. How did that one person get through all that, you know, and able to walk back through there in that kitchen with that and do that? You know, how did they get through Secret Service and security at the front? You know what I mean? How did he get through to get actually back there in that kitchen and when he come through there to do that?
I don't know, man.
Dude, you can't even get into a concert. There's so much security. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. And then you have the Secret Service protecting you and guarded everywhere. How do you get through them if you're not involved? If you're not allowing it,
they're allowing it. You're turning your eye. You're not.
It doesn't make sense. And I get they didn't have metal detectors and those metal. They're not scanning everybody. But when you have a closed event with a political figure and that big of a figure, and something had happened like his brother JFK just shortly before that, you're going to protect that man and that family with everything you can. You know what I mean?
Or are you?
Exactly.
Because you're trying to wipe out the family.
Exactly. So you would not allow anyone to even get close, or you would. So that tells me somebody didn't want them to be there, because somebody had to allow them access to get back there.
That's right.
In my opinion.
Have you went back to Walmart to see if cheese is still the same price?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Maybe I'll do another one, a recap on the cheese.
Yeah. Let's just go back, almost a year later and see
if the cheese is still high. Everything's still high.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's still around the same price. I think it was like $5 up.
I was blown away when they was talking on the live last night, or 6 Live, about milk being $5 a gallon.
Yeah, it's $4.77 here. I don't drink it though.
I don't either. I don't drink milk.
I never drink milk.
That's expensive, man. That's crazy.
I think it used to be like $2 a gallon, didn't it? Like back in the day or something.
Yeah, less than that. That whole milk thing was a scam anyway. Humans ain't supposed to drink milk. You're not supposed to drink milk.
No, that's for baby calves.
That's not
get their nutrition and stuff.
Yeah, it's not for our consumption.
Not human nutrition, you know. That's why you have.
You're only supposed to drink milk from your mom when you're born for a certain amount of time, and that's it.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to drink milk. from a cow.
Yeah, I hate seeing those 5-year-olds still sucking on the boob, because you'll see them. You'll see videos of kids that's 3 and 4 years old, still breastfeeding. Yeah, you don't see those videos? Yeah.
No.
Like, why would you allow your kid to do that?
That's just weird, man.
It is. I'm serious. There is. You can look it up, man. There's parents that will not stop doing it because the kid throws a fit or they're spoiled or whatever. But
that's weird.
The parents need to be told, have you ever heard of spoilt milk? Stop feeding your kid spoilt milk. But seriously, like it's insane to see those kids and they're like 3 and 4 and they're still on the tit. Like, pop your titty out of the boy's mouth and let him grow up. That's why he's going to be 30 years old playing video games and no job, eating Cheetos, smells like Hot Pockets, and sitting in your basement, still living at home. So, is it not true? I mean, it's true.
It's true.
And yeah, we're sitting on a video. We're sitting on a laptop and we're doing live, but we're grown. We worked. We have family. We're not living with our mom. You know what I mean? Like, we're not sitting in a basement, smelling like, Cool Ranch Doritos and Hot Pockets and shit. Seriously, like, it's crazy. There's a difference between us doing it and them doing it.
There's energy drinks. Red
I've
Bull,
never drank an energy drink in my life, dude.
Me either. I have not either.
Never.
Red Bull,
I've never drank one. I don't want any.
Pop-Tarts, drinking Red Bull.
I will not touch any kind of energy drink. Well, with my heart, I can't. I've been advised not to.
I don't drink caffeine. I don't drink any.
Well, I do drink. I drink water. The only caffeine. Now, I will tell the truth on this. The only caffeine I drink is coffee in the morning. A cup of coffee. Yeah. I don't drink the Cokes and the soda pops. Now, my kids, when they want something, they like Sprite. We'll buy them Sprite.
I like Sprite. I drink Sprite.
We'll get them Sprite, or they get that one thing. Canadian Dry or Canada or it's like it's
Canada Dry.
Yeah, Canada Dry or something like that, or Citrus or whatever it is. You can, I don't know. They don't care for the caffeine either. Like, they're and they get these big. They have their big cups that they carry. Yeah. Those big whatever you call. They got so many different brands. But what's funny, we got an ice maker, and the ice maker is Sonic Ice. If you ever go to Sonic, you get that little bitty cube, like crushed ice. So we got one of those machines, and they fill it up and they pour, and they'll take bottles of water and they fill it full, and that's what they take with them. They never fill it up with, like, because we don't have that. We don't have Kool-Aid. We don't, I grew up on Kool-Aid, sweet Kool-Aid. But we don't make that here. We don't have. We used to drink sweet tea, and we quit drinking sweet tea.
She goes, I don't drink unleaded coffee.
But if we go to a restaurant and sit down, they'll get a Sprite, and I get me and the old lady, we get water with a lemon, and then I'll put like a sweet and low in it, like one sweet and low.
That's what my wife does. She gets water with lemon.
Yeah.
And I get Sprite, but the thing is, I never drink the whole damn Sprite.
No, that's me. And that's why I tell them I don't want a sweet tea, and I love sweet tea. I grew up on sweet tea. I don't make it anymore because the kids will drink it. They love it, but they, we just don't want them drinking it anyway. So we prefer not to have it in the house. But now if I'm out at a restaurant and I'm like, that's why I don't get a sweet tea or a drink, because I never even, I eat, I don't drink first. You know what I mean? I'll eat all my food before I even take a drink, but I never finish my drink. And when they come back and want to, and that's, I feel like I'm paying for a drink when I'm not even drinking the whole thing, and
you're paying
now water
for that drink.
Yeah, it's like $3 for a cup for something to drink at a restaurant.
$4.
Yeah. And like me and the old lady, we're like, no, we'll just take water, or she'll get like if she wants a Coke or something like that, a soda product or something, she usually gets like a Mellow Yellow or Dr. Pepper or something, but she don't drink them. Like, she don't sit and drink them constantly. We don't have them in the house. I don't know. We got off the caffeine, or we tried to get off as much as we could. Like I said, the only caffeine we really drink is coffee, and drink water. And So we order cases a month. We order about 7 cases a month, or not cases, but 42 packs or what? Yeah.
That's good. Salt or Grumpy. Grumpy's been off. Says I have not drank soda since 2007. Holy moly. That's pretty good. I like my Sprite. I can't help it. I drink about 2 12-ounce cans a day of Sprite.
Well, I mean, it's caffeine free, and one of my favorite drinks in the world is root beer, and it's caffeine free. And I love root beer. Yeah.
I used to drink root beer. Yeah.
Now I can drink root beer because it's caffeine free and it's good. It's.
I'm a coffee junkie, though. I am a coffee junkie, though.
See, I know people that they don't drink nothing but coffee. They'll have a pot
like
constantly
whiskey
going.
With my soda. I like vodka with my soda.
I don't.
I do.
I mean, I don't mind having a good drink, but I want bourbon. I want some kind of dark bourbon.
I want scotch.
Yeah.
I want beer. Yeah.
Well, I know that song.
Yeah, you should.
Who sings that?
Song. I don't remember exactly.
What?
I want scotch. I want beer.
It almost looks like it's going to rain, but it ain't. It's like a little cloudy. But
I can see the wind blowing through the trees out my window, and I'm going to get on the bike today, and it's going to be windy as hell, but I'm still going to go out because
they make a good whiskey bourbon. It's called it's cheap.
Bourbon whiskey.
It's called
my dad likes Gentleman's.
What is that called?
Gentleman's
Jack. Okay, that's good. Maker's Mark is good. Or I think it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. What is that whiskey made? It's a brown. They make bourbon whiskey. It's it's fairly cheap, about $30-something.
George Thorogood, yes.
George Thorogood, yeah.
Thank you, Chasing Ghosts.
What is the name of that?
Moonshine and Ice.
The name of that whiskey. I used to have a bottle of it, and
well, he's lost his train of thought.
It's crazy because I can't think of the name of that drink, that whiskey bourbon or whatever. George Dickel. That's it. George Dickel. It's not bad. It's cheap, but it's $32, $33 a bottle for a decent bottle. But
what is that called? McNaughton's bourbon whiskey? Never heard of it.
I ain't either. I'm not a big drinker, so I know some people, they know everything about the whiskey, bourbons, drinks, and they have like $200 bottles and $500 bottle. And I'm like, dude, there's no way I would spend that much just to have that taste, that flavor of expensive. I mean, seriously, like but when you spend that kind of money, you kind of keep that put up for a drink here and there on special occasions or something, maybe. Or most people are going to buy an average $30 to $60 bottle. I mean, that's basically, if you're a drinker, if you're a bourbon drinker, you want a good bourbon, but you can get something that tastes pretty decent if you're going to drink every weekend or have a few mixed drinks or something. People usually spend $30 to $60. They're not out here spending $200-$300 every weekend on a bottle of good bourbon. And there may be some, but I don't see those people. You know what I mean? I see the people that buy, George Dickel and Maker's Mark and these other, bourbons and there's not bad bourbons. Just because it's a little cheaper, $30-$40 doesn't mean it's bad. Sometimes it's better tasting and smoother than some of the more expensive crap. And like Jack and Jim, man, that's hard to get down sometimes. They're strong, you know what I mean? Like sometimes that's a strong drink.
It all turns to piss, is what the Grumpy said.
Well, I don't drink, so I mean, I wouldn't mind having a drink. Now, if I'm somewhere or I'm sitting here and hey, I don't have it in the house. I can't go in here and get it because I don't have it. You know what I mean? I don't keep that in my house, and there's no reason why. I just don't. There's no reason. I'm not against it or nothing like that. It's not going to trigger me or nothing. I'm just not that kind of person that keeps, whiskey on hand or bourbon on hand. Sometimes I wished I did. Well, sometimes I wished I did, because sometimes I would want to drink of, some bourbon and Coke. And like I said, I can sit here and have a bourbon and Coke, one drink, and then I could not touch it again for a year and never think about it. It just doesn't bother me like that. And that's good. And like now, if I'm out socializing with somebody and they're like, "Hey, you want a beer?" I don't drink beer. No, thank you. You know what I mean? If I want to drink, and then I may go buy me a mixed, but a bourbon or something, and I can have one drink with somebody, and then I don't drink, like, I'm not going to sit and say and constantly drink. You know what I mean? I don't do that. I don't want to be not able to function. You know what I mean? I like being in control of my actions and my functions and stuff. I try not to give anybody a reason to, or I try never to have a reason to get like disorderly or anything like that. And alcohol's never made me like that. When I was drinking as a younger guy, late teens or even early teens, when I'd sneak and drink or we go parties.
Morning, Meadow.
It was more of like, hey, let's have fun. I was that kind of drinker of, like, let's have fun. And, yeah, I heard you guys saying something about Rocket Queen got thrown off YouTube, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy, ain't it? Well, there's a difference. There's a big difference when you're giving advice. You have to be able to give advice. Just because you have experiences. Now you can get on there and I believe you can talk about what's your experience and you know what I mean?
Right.
But when you start suggesting things for people to do and you're not licensed, you know what I mean, or qualified, because that's the way they see it. I know it sucks, because even if you've been through that, and you have that experience, you kind of feel like, hey, I've been there, done it. I kind of, I do kind of feel like I have some qualifications, you know what I mean? Maybe not an expert opinion on paper, but I'm an expert opinion in my own opinion, because I've been there and done it. I've lived it, and I know. But here's the thing: they go back to, like, what works for me may not work for him, you know what I mean, or this person, you know what I mean? So I don't think that it's good to give advice like that. You can't be telling people how to do things and what to do without, especially when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's real touchy subject. Now, if you get on there and talk about your own experiences and you keep it on you, there's a difference, so. But
don't give advice without the creds, is what Salt or Grumpy says. Don't.
Hey, Moto. Good morning.
Without the creds. We're only going to go to 9:00 today.
You're good. Whatever you want to do, man.
So I can get some stuff done.
Yeah, I got a yard to cut today. I got to do some things, but my town will be closed. Like the circuit court clerk, all this stuff will probably be closed because it's Good Friday. I'm in a small town, so. All that stuff.
And I can breathe in a small town. Got to fear Jesus in a small town.
What the hell are you singing? So,
you don't know that song? Come on. They call it.
I don't listen to country, man.
Experience, strength, and I hope never advice. Yeah, I mean, I could see somebody being on there sharing their life experiences. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to give out advice to people, you know, I can see where they might have an issue with that. But
here's mine. Like here's what I went through, the real NAAA.
Well, what I was thinking, and I said on
Moto's
live last night was, ain't that the best people to give you the advice? Is the people that went through this stuff and
I had places highlighted where I studied. Yeah, you got, this is a true. This is a true NAAA book. I've got my places highlighted. This book is wore out. I've studied this book and worked it for years and years, but it's a little handheld. Alcohol, drug anonymous, alcohol anonymous stuff.
Oh, you're saying Moda. Yeah, okay. They call it spring never advice. Gotcha. Don't give advice. At least 12-step program tell you that. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you can only, I've been through programs, not to get on that topic, because I know you're fixing to get off here. I went through programs and went through classes to where I got so far in my recovery. I actually chaired meetings. I was the head chair. I would chair meetings and run the program and do that. And you learn though, you can only give your testimony. You can't, when you're out there, you don't know what that person's going through or what they've been through.
Right.
Even though it's similar experiences, you cannot advise, certain things. You have to give your testimony and what you've been through, and hopefully it helps somebody. And like I said, I've been through those classes. I've chaired many meetings I've chaired. And just by telling my experiences and my testimony, it's, I hope it's helped people. But yeah, you learn that. You can't. So getting on a program like this and trying to give that, I see why they shut her down. But she can come back as long as she don't talk like that. She can change her address.
Yeah.
And, different email, get a new email, start a different one, and do something different.
I don't know if is she thrown off for good, or they just give her probation, or
no, I think they canceled her channel or banned her or something. I think ain't that what Frog said? They kicked her off.
She lost everything. Yeah,
so I mean, that's what I'm saying. You gotta follow the guidelines. And
gotcha, man.
You may not even know what the guidelines is because you didn't read it. You just hit accept, when you started it.
Right.
And the guidelines,
you're right.
It's long, pages and pages.
Yeah. It's their platform. You can do only what they allow you to do,
Yep.
It's not, you don't have no First Amendment rights here.
Nope, you don't, because you agreed to follow their policies.
Yeah. And they let people get away with a lot of stuff. Though.
Yeah. Well, big channels do because they're making big money. So if you got 100,000 subscribers and you get 200,000 views on every video or whatever, or 50,000, 60,000, they're going to be a little more lenient on what you say and what you do. But I mean, it's the same as giving medical, advice. If you're not, when you're in that realm, it's touchy. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're not qualified. Yeah. So, and that's the way they look at it.
Yeah. I get it.
And that's why I always talk about my experience.
Yeah, well, your experience, and don't tell people
exactly
to do anything.
Just like when I talk about other stuff, it's always entertainment only, or my opinion. It's nobody. I'm not advising anything.
Maybe she should have said this is for entertainment person only.
Exactly. And you say that at the beginning, so the algorithms don't
should have had that.
Grab it into that. Yeah. You have to say it in the very beginning, because I learned from another guy. He said he had to restart his channel because he didn't learn that. And he had to say that because the algorithms would pick his topic up and file it in a different category. So he had to say entertainment purposes only. So the algorithms wouldn't catch it and mess with it and shut him down. So it has to be for entertainment. That's why I always have my thing running on top screen saying for entertainment only. It's entertainment. I am entertaining you guys.
Yeah.
Just my experiences, though. I'm not giving advice. I'm not telling you this is my opinion and what I believe for entertainment. But
my opinion and entertainment purposes only, in my opinion. That's it. It's expressed
Moto,
on this channel.
John said something about, man, sorry I couldn't jump on 6 Live last night. He sent me a link on my phone, but not on my email. Something about maybe coming on Saturday night. I'll see if my schedule's clean and maybe try to.
Yeah, we'll hop on and visit you guys.
We'll come crash your live, man.
We'll bring our show to your show.
we'll crash your live stream and take over. And no, I'm joking.
You're crazy, man. Anyway,
as long as you allow me to talk how I talk.
Yeah, we'll be back here Monday morning. A retired rider, early live with
John and Ray.
With John and Ray on Monday morning, Rise and Shine, and we'll be back here on we'll be on the Rabbit Hole Saturday night.
And we will be asking everybody about their Easter come Monday morning. Hopefully, everybody has a good weekend.
We'll be we changed the program on Sunday nights. It's going to be me and Coy. Ray can't make it. So it's going to be me and Coy, and we're just going to do an open mic night. So it's basically if you guys want to come up on stage and talk about whatever rabbit hole you want to go down, we're going to do that. So if anybody that wants to show up and hang out, fine. If you're too busy and you got things going on, I understand. But anyway, we'll be there. So join us if you want.
And like I said, I can't do. I'm going to have like 20 people here at the home, and I don't know how long it's going to last. So that's why I was saying, hey, you can do it, but I can't. And if I can, if there's some reason everybody clears out for some miracle and stuff, and I can jump on, I'll jump on and still try to just talk open mic. But maybe I probably 90% sure I can't. So
no worries.
Because of
we do have the show about the show that we had going up about the symbols on the dollar bills. We'll be doing that on Wednesday instead of Sunday because that's Ray's topic. So we want to make sure we get that in with him being there. So anyway, other than that, we will see you guys on the next one. Everybody have a great day. Have a great Easter.
Please be careful. There will be checkpoints and roadblocks out there, guys. So
does people drink on Easter?
Yeah, man.
Really?
People drink every day of the week.
That's crazy.
That's just more people when it's holiday. Yeah.
Check out the great shows on the chat and the side chat and all the early morning coffees. I'm gonna be on if I'm allowed. I'm gonna be on Moto's live Saturday night tomorrow. That's tomorrow night, right? Yeah. And me and
you're
Ray's
retired, not
yeah.
Done.
Me and Ray's gonna hop on there and crash the party. No, I'm just kidding, man. If he'll have us, we'll be on there. Anyway,
we're gonna come in there like a tag team.
Yeah. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care now.